Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great day so far. Today we're discussing a critical issue affecting Social Security, which could lead to significant benefit cuts if left unaddressed. We'll explore this topic in depth and provide updates on the latest developments. Before we dive in, please consider supporting this content by giving the video a like, which helps with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Let's get started. This week, a significant development is unfolding in the U.S. House of Representatives. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has announced her intention to force a vote on a resolution to remove Speaker Mike Johnson from his position. According to The Hill, this move is the culmination of a long-standing disagreement between the two Republicans. Greene filed a motion to vacate against Johnson in March, and it appears she is now pushing for a vote on the matter. While the outcome is uncertain, it's likely the effort will not succeed. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as necessary. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene is pushing to remove Speaker Mike Johnson, despite lacking support. She has been critical of his legislative choices and has threatened to force a vote. However, most conservative Republicans and top House Democrats plan to oppose her effort. Only 3 Republicans, including Greene, have confirmed they will vote to remove Johnson. The vote is expected to take place this week. Then we have the majority of Republicans who are going to vote to keep Mike Johnson in his role, pretty much the same Republicans who also voted to keep Kevin McCarthy in his role. What's different this time, however, versus last time, is that this time around we have the House Minor, the House Minority Leader, and the leader of the Democratic Party, Hakeem Jeff, who's in the same role as what Nancy Pelosi previously was. He is saying he's telling all his Democrats that he's leading, that, hey, we need to vote to keep Mike Johnson in charge of the House. Even though he's a Republican, we would much rather have him keep his role that way. We don't have all this chaos taking place where we have to elect yet another House Speaker. And at least Mike Johnson worked with us in that most recent bill where we helped get the funding for Ukraine. So sort of in exchange for passing that bill, Mike Johnson has gained support from the Democrats and the Democratic leaders to keep him in his role as a House Speaker. We will have to wait and see whether or not they keep their word on that. Will Hakeem Jeff decide to change his mind later down the road and vote to allure him from the role? Or will he vote in support of the Republican House Speaker? We will have to wait and see. But right now, looks like as of today, Mike Johnson is going to be safe, even though Marjorie Taylor Greene and 2 other Republicans went to remove him from his House Speaker role. Now moving into our lead story, our main story of today's video, and that is Social Security. And right now, Social Security has a massive problem on their hands. Why is that? That's because in just about 8 to 10 years, if nothing is done to save the program, if they don't have like a legislative change right now, we have to have massive cuts to the program. That's because there are not going to be enough workers in the workforce paying into the system, paying the Social Security Trust Fund tax, the FICA tax, and there's going to be too many people receiving Social Security benefits where there's not going to be enough money coming into the trust fund to pay out 100% of the benefits. And because of that, in order to pay everyone benefits, at least everyone is going to have to take a cut across the board by anywhere between 20 to 26%. So they will have to come up with a few different solutions. So we're going to be examining this article here by the Monley Fool, and we're going to be going over a few different things that they were talking about doing right now in D.C., and something needs to be done within the next 5 to 7 years to make sure these massive cuts do not take place. So according to the Monley Fool, Social Security has a big financial problem. Here's what lawmakers might do about it. So they say that if you're someone who's worried that Social Security won't be around to pay you benefits during retirement, you're not alone. Many people fear that the program's financial WS will affect their future finances for the worst. So let's start with the good news, which is that Social Security is not in danger of going away completely. The program gets a bulk of its funding from payable tax revenue, so as long as there's an active labor force, Social Security can continue to pay benefits to some degree, but in the coming years, Social Security is expected to collect less payroll tax revenue as baby boomers exit the workforce in droves. And while the program does have cash reserves in the form of trust funds, those are expected to run dry in about a decade's time from there. Benefit cuts could be on the table. So basically, we do have a few different options to help save the program once again if nothing is done. There are going to be cuts across the board by anywhere between 20 to 25%. So the first option that is being talked about right now is to raise the full retirement age from 67 up to 68, 69, or possibly even 70 so. That one option lawmakers are considering to avoid cuts to Social Security is pushing back the full retirement age, which is the age at which recipients are entitled to their complete monthly Social Security benefit based on lifetime earnings. Currently, FAS sits at 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. Pushing that age back to 68 or 69 could help the program from a solvency standpoint. And then, of course, there's another option out there on the table where they would raise the threshold in which you have to pay the F-tax is 6.2 to 12.4%. Currently, this year, it is at $168,600. You just paid the F-tax on the first $168,600 that you earn, but they're thinking of making it so that people who make over $250,000 or even $400,000 annually have to start paying the F-tax again. They also say that lawmakers could change how wages are taxed for Social Security purposes. Currently, there's a cap in place, and earnings above $168,600 are not taxed to fund Social Security. If lawmakers were to raise or eliminate that cap, the program could benefit from a significant infusion of funds. However, they would also need to strike a balance between an absentee or raised wage cap and the maximum monthly benefit that Social Security in its current form is willing to pay. Finally, lawmakers could consider making people pay the F-tax again. One other thing that they also considering is raising the amount of F-taxes you have to pay, and so the FICA tax for Social Security is 12.4%, 6.2% employee, 6.2% employer. Lawmakers might raise this to 14-15% to fund Social Security. Alternatively, they could increase the tax rate on wages, currently 6.2% for salaried workers, 12.4% for self-employed. Raising this to 16.4% could help the program, but might upset workers who would take home less pay. Share your thoughts on how to save Social Security in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.